Hello, and this is the Quinquagenarian. I can't say it if I'm stumbling over myself. This is the Quinquagenarian gamer. I'm TheBurtle, and today we're going to be playing part 2 of, don't know how many, of Tiny Bunny. Now, last time we left off, we had just left the kitchen and saved where Mom was there, not letting us do anything, not letting us look at the notes. So we're going to see if we can find a way to distract Mom. So we're going to be hopping right on back into it. I'll go ahead and get that game fired up here. Should be showing up on your screens here any moment now. And boom, there it is. Mars People Games. There's a good bunny. It's a cute bunny. But here we go. We're going to load our game from last time. I love that little transition screen right there, by the way. Let's go back to the kitchen because we got to aggravate Mom, I guess. So let's try that. It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture's dimming. There are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Oh, you're killing me here. So, have you had enough of shooting these stupid ducks now? Told you the kinescope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hole, huh? Maybe it's just the settings. Please, go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine this morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it. Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olga's room. There she went. Ooh, useful connections. There it is. Now I've got... That's an odd telephone number. I imagine that's a Soviet telephone number. Because, yeah... I can't read a lot of that, but Senior Lieutenant... Oh, okay, because that's probably in Russian. I can't read the first guy's stuff, but I can read the second guy's stuff. Yeah, that's probably because it's translation. Senior Lieutenant Tikhonov Konstantin Vladimirovich. Telephone number 2-03-37. I'm probably butchering that name, but I swear to God, guys, I am doing my best, so... Let's put that back. Wait a minute. Vertical, 9 letters, the name of the Philistine deity that protected them from the viper bites and had a nickname, Lord of the Flies. And it was no earlier that the second letter was an E. So, the answer to that's Beelzebub. I looked it up. I'm not smart. I just looked it up. So let's turn back. Hey, Mom's distracted. Outside we go. I opened the front gate and went into the field. Carefully, so Mom wouldn't see from the window. When I crossed half the distance toward the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. I saw those silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the light of day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me. And a barely audible whisper in my head, blurry and almost kind. Everything was silent. Apparently not. There's a crow. Ah! So, see, it's not silent if there's crows flying around your head all the time. So silent, I felt the world was totally empty except for the crows. Nothing but crows. No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olya. The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's tiny stockade. Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream, especially when that silence is filled with crows. Like that. Like, and that, and oh my God. Our parents would scream at each other while arguing. Both me and Olya turned to stone listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. I think that's supposed to be our apartment. Yeah. Our apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. It was hard to remember the last time Mom and Dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together, almost as if it was in a previous life. When they kissed with Olya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed. Something important had left our home. And something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke up and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From whom, though? From the people with dead cold eyes who sometimes visited us in our previous home? Okay, apparently there's been visitors with dead cold eyes, so that... I don't know. I don't know if it's police or officials of... Have you seen so-and-so? Are you paying your money for protection? Protection. I don't know. The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground and everything. Oh, they only saw evil and everything. And somewhere far away a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the oncoming menace. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. Love the boggin. It's not quite Harry Potter, but I am noticing something. This hoodie that he's wearing, the button configuration and the zipper looks a lot like the one that the rabbit is wearing on the intro screen. So is this our tiny bunny? See, I was thinking maybe they're referencing the girl, but the girl was seeing an owl outside of her room. So... I don't know. I shuddered, chasing away my delusions, and looked around. There were only me, this white field, and the wind was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow. I squinted from... You're not squinting, dude. I squinted from the sun and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness. Knobby tree roots slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice. Hi there. That it's like waving at me like this. Hi. Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences. Were they protecting the forest, or were they keeping something from breaking out? Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches. I tried to get closer, drowning in snow that apparently, according to the picture, looks ankle deep. They must be originally from where we're at, because if we get an inch of snow here, everything shuts down. Now, all of you up north, you can absolutely positively laugh about that all you want. But I have the good comeback for you. You don't know what a summer is. You're like, oh, it's 85 degrees. What's 85 or 90 degrees? With 80 to 90% relative humidity. See, it's not the heat that'll kill you around here. It's the humidity, and it will absolutely terrify you. But we're not talking about heat or humidity. We're talking about cold that's up to your ankles that you're drowning in. You are drowning in snow that's ankle deep. He's from around here. He's from Tennessee. I saw a knitted mitten. It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Lights. Yeah, definitely from around here. That's what a lot of our... Anyway. He was always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong. Will this mitten help them find the lost boy? Don't say it with me. It's creepy. I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river. I heard it again. But now I'm going to wait for it to be over. Then I'll say it. Vova! As if the trees were calling out to someone. Vova resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the trees, hiding. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still, something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally toward the ground, the blackness. There's no one there, just branches and roots. It's all just my imagination. A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly. Oh, no! Oh. A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight. Just like that. I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone. So that's your WTF face. So it was my imagination after all. Silence reigned for a painfully long time. I don't like this music. Yeah, my muscles were tightly sprung. My heart was beating somewhere in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket, and I'd sprint. But nothing of the sort happened. I looked at the mitten once more. Ooh. We need to help. We want to be that detective. We want to be the good guy. Let's get the mitten. It's not gonna be so bad. I decided to take the lonely mitten from the branch. Oh, just shit! What the shit? And what are you? Yeah. A shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. There's another one. You shadow people need to, gosh. I stepped back toward the bristly trees and tried to claim my find. Oh, come on. It didn't budge. Come on, get it. I pulled harder. The branch cracked and the mitten tore off, landing on my hand with a squishy sound. All too heavy and wet. I squeezed it without thinking and something dark spilled from it, forming a tiny stream between the mitten and the snow. Steam rose from the snow pile. I froze in place, studying my palms in disgust. Red. The sound of crackling branches invaded the silence. I didn't have to think twice before running away this time. Run! Someone was chasing me from the darkness, breaking the pine branches, closing the distance with giant leaps. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was no more voice. Probably one of reason. There was one more voice. Probably one of reason. It gave me strength and spurred me on. You can do it. Don't stop. I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud my ears went numb. It felt like the sound had come from the pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Their nostrils sucked in the freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried up raspberry bush, from the twisted pines, from under the waterfall. Hurry, run. Don't look back. It felt as if I was inside of a nightmare. The snowy clearing became viscous like quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my leg from the mushy trap just to be caught in a new one even deeper than before. I continued to drown, sinking deeper and deeper with every desperate push into that ankle-deep snow we saw earlier. Was the snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow was clutching my pants. I gathered all my strength and I rushed forward. The pressure on my leg was gone. My boots slipped out through the hole and my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump from there and ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look so threatening now. That house was my line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and the creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I still managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog were striking the wood with its paws, demanding to be let in so they could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these marks when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was so much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me in or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. I rolled into the hallway. I shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock, and I couldn't click it in place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of the pitiful, flimsy barrier. That was probably less useful than the blankets. Wheezing hard, while a wheezing breath reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. It smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen and chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. I snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone, and the breath was too. If there was something in the first place, of course. Here, mere 5 meters from my mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring, and with it the last bit of strength that I had in my body too. My legs gave way. I propped myself up against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression had changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all these quarrels. She finally saw my condition, my wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Am I nothing to you, too? Oh, ouch. I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her like when I was little, and I wanted her to cuddle me. But Mom regained her composure fast and put on her usual face. Her eyes shined like steel. Her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest. Did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? What? There was someone chasing me. I thought. I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned toward me and sniffing my clothes like a beast, searching for the smell of tobacco. Then she squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked into the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant and she covered her mouth with her hand. Look, over there, at the fence. My heart started thumping as if I became prey once again and my pursuers were following me in the field. Oh no! Mom beckoned me with her finger. Did not mean to double-click that one. Mom beckoned me with her finger and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window, facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs. Just a pack of strays with no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh, look at that smirk woman. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd rather be scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they're rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from Mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing them. What if they attack Oya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Huh? What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb rigging corner. Well, some detective I am. In reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants among a pack of stupid strays. And what for? What use do I have for this? Mitten. Of course. The dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seems like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Mom, look, this is Vova's mitten. That boy the police were asking for about in the morning. It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I can show where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer had told us to. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto my mom's contorted face. It was as if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember their dream, but the images slip away. Stop it this moment. Olga will go insane if she hears you. She already has trouble sleeping and whines all the time, and you joke around like this. At that moment, I realized the mitten was actually wet from snow. There was no blood whatsoever. I wanted to sink to the floor from embarrassment. Come here, my boy who cried wolf. Oh, don't just stand there. Come and take your pills. A golden-colored pill, reminiscent of a dead wasp, fell into my palm. I took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay home, and you. Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come on, take it, or you won't be able to sleep at night, and you have school tomorrow. So I had to swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Vova's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Just like the forest monsters. And Olga's owl. Am I going mad? I'll ask that too. What's happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom. I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It's just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes, as if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything all right? You had the exact same expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm all right, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. It seemed like the house had changed. The sofa's fabric had become discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. The light bulbs also felt different, dimmer and yellower. Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Olga was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes and switched to other tapes. I slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink and studied my reflection in the mirror, like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Then I went upstairs. Jafar's and Iago's voices died down. I walked past Olga's bedroom and slipped into my own. Ooh, bedroom. I don't want to open the drawer just yet. I want to look around. Can I click on these things? No. Okay. The forest didn't look as grim during the day. Entangled tree branches in the distance and the snowy field between our house and the forest brought sleepiness to my eyes. But sometimes I would still catch myself looking at the window at the icy treetops instead of doing my homework. What's this? I've dreamt of becoming an artist since Dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. I especially liked the big space-related edition with the alien monsters and that funny episode about a Gendarme. I don't know what that is. Gendarme. What is a Gendarme? I have this. So, Fine. Genta. There it is. Kentucky. An armed police officer in French and other French-speaking companies, or a rock pinnacle on a mountain occupying and blocking an arete. Oh, the funny episode was about a French police officer. Okay, now we know. I started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday they'll even publish my comic. Okay, what else is there? There's books. What is this? Monsters, Ghosts, UFOs. The Encyclopedia of Paranormal Phenomenon from Roman Publishing. I've learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa, Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Why are you reading about monsters if you're so afraid of the ones in your own back? You should be investigating them. Wait a minute, we are investigating them. Olya is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sifting through the monster and alien section with me, but the middle part where they start to talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I even remember hunting ghosts after I'd read the book. I measured the distance between items on my table every evening and checked if they had moved due to some supernatural force come in the morning. They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting? To be Casper the Ghost? Let's see. Ooh, Mecha. Oh no, that's my Triceratops figurine. I know about all sorts of dinosaurs, velociraptors, Afrovenatars. I remember going back to the movie to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city, taking pictures with the T-Rex in the hall. It turned its head and roared. It was awesome. And next to it was a Robotech Transformer. I love this cartoon. When a jet fighter speeds up in the intro among the sounds of blaster fire, you know your next 20 minutes will surely be amazing. Zentradi space station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. How about the posters here? Anything there? Nope. Nothing on the bed. Trash can? Backpack? Oh shit, there's feet down here. I see somebody's shadow. How strange. I remember moving this curtain. Let's go ahead and open it. I'm sure Olya's hiding behind the curtain. She's going to jump our ass is what's going to happen. We're going to get scared. If we get a jump scare in the next few seconds or so, we know what it's from. One of the drawers was empty. I hid the policeman's phone number along with the Mitten there. This simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. I sat on the bed. Only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My tired hand dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to medication or I took or the stress I underwent, the room began to contort as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The room's corners bent and undulated. The only stable thing in the whole room was the figure between the windowsill and the curtains. A flimsy piece of cloth was stuck to my hidden visitor, just like a savant of sorts. Oh yeah? Who else would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried lips. Yeah, oh yeah, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains, as if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached toward the curtains. Badum, badum, beat my heart, controlled by the medication. The wind sang in the field with a chorus of voices. For a second, I wanted to return to the bed, just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They're looking without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rings rustled against the holder when I pulled them to open the curtains. Gotcha! Jump scare. Ineffective. I knew it was you from the beginning. A blindingly bright halo lit up above Olya's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was just a baby, my dad always used to say that she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a child woven in light. I saw everything. Oh, really? Why did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little. Before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to her commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, just... Olia ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, "You stole something and hid it there? Are you a thief?" Probably we're not going to tell you that. Why? Don't be stupid. Yeah, that's the best answer. I didn't steal anything. A clear image came to mind, that mitten hanging from a tree branch. Yeah, that image right there. What if I did steal it after all? From the forest, from the tilted figure standing behind black trees. Maybe I stole it from them. Olia could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone then, I'll show you. Olia wore a plotting smile. Oh God, I like that smile. I'll get you. Swear on mom. Oh, swear on mom's heart. I know she heard in one of those movies about the pioneers we've watched. Pioneers. Don't say things like that. Olia nodded and made a gesture with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. I opened the drawer and Olia leaned in, holding her breath. It looked like there was not just a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. A certain boy lost it and got himself lost. Now do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right? He must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. The police are going house to house, showing his photo to everybody. Olia traversed the room with care and pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going house to house and not the forest? Are they scared? The question caught me off guard. The police aren't scared of anything. Yeah, right, flashed in my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness, cold, and whispers of icy branches dwell? If that's the case, then how do they miss the mitten? Or did it appear later for me? I changed the topic, as if trying to get Olia as far away as possible from the forest thicket, because technically she's in the room. She's already pretty far away from it, but we may get a reward if I go and find this boy by myself. A lot of stuff like in Field of Wonders. Sounds cool, right? Olia wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense, an owl wouldn't be able to lift a human. But you know what? I was speaking my words with the utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's, how should I put it? It's cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No, not like that. More like in that spooky tape Mom and Dad are hiding from us. Hey, Mom and Dad's hiding a spooky tape? It better not be porn. I'm just saying. Olia shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just I was hurrying back home so Mom wouldn't be worried. I looked at my sister. My heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easily to stifle her light. A gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom wouldn't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in the tower. Can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You know what I'm going to die from? Not having enough water. You are drinking water too, right? You know, it's a requisite on this show. You drink water. It can be flavored water, and that's cool, but you drink water. This is not your soda show. This is not your juicy channel. This is water. It's a water channel. So there. Now you know. Drink your water. If you haven't drank your water yet, do it now. I'll wait. You can pause it. Okay, glad you unpaused. Here we go. We'll continue with the story. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. And you have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what I would wish for on my next birthday? I wish for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you make them as small as bugs, we could place them in a little box. Oh, you giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tony, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue won over my desire to be with my little sister. I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. I don't want to. Come on. It's so boring alone, and Mom is always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all your tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happens after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know. Let's play hide and seek. No, Olya. Then draw me a dino. Olya, please. Draw it. You leave me alone already. I blurted it out without thinking. Then I was immediately taken back. I'd never screamed at my little sister like that. Olya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Olya from crying. All right, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her, put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Let's go watch Peter Pan. Pooh, you'll fall asleep again. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't. And I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Well, close enough. I like that. Triceratops. Olya rubbed her eyes with the sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face, just like, bing, I got exactly what I wanted. Excuse me. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you can rewind the tape. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. Condensed milk and bread? Be careful not to spill the milk. And if you do, don't cry over it. Or you'll be yelled at again. Then you will cry over it. Wanna bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere on the nightstand. Look for it. Olya disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. Ooh, more things to look at. Olya's countless toys. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Olya doesn't sleep without it, and she digs her nose into its fur when she sleeps. Okay. I guess it makes a sound or something. Ooh, a piggy bank. Olya is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of him will take a lot of money. Poor child does not understand what's going on. Closet door. Pencils. Anything here? Anything up here? Oh, that's what made the sound. Okay, I'm going to check this eyeball. Did I miss anything? I clicked up there. Dang it, I clicked there. The scary window where Oya sees that accursed owl every night lurking in the dark. Oya keeps curtains open during the day, but as soon as the twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she won't see that pair of hungry eyes outside. Hungry eyes. I remember that song. All right. Let's turn this on. The yellow photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. Ooh, that's probably a picture that's been modified, but still neat. All that was left was clicking the button on the front panel. Oh, I see my reflection in it. Also neat. The tube warmed up and familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR when the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? The local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons, and even that was pretty rare. And only just recently, I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the antenna? What if I catch this channel again? On the other hand, Oya asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her, because she would start crying, and apparently that's illegal. But in my sleepy state, I didn't have the strength to do all of it. Let's search this box down here. I sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I found the tape that I needed thanks to its shabby spine. Oh, it's the Predator! I get the black rectangle from its box. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images whirled in my head, me and Oya flying above the forest, tumbling in soft clouds. My little sister's laughing, but her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed that the clouds underneath us part, burying the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us and Oya. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray with unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. On the screen, Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Oya was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat, and a parrot. Oya smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed milk and handed it to me. Have you lost all of your baby teeth? Obviously. Oya frowned deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they won't let you go into his land with adult teeth? Well, we'll think of something. We'll ask our dad to alter your age in the passport. And why would Dad forge documents? Oya took a bite from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. Hey, Mom, I have said he's done that before. What? What? Ooh, he done that before. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Oya got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silenced now. She just devoured bread watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there. In a land where one never ages, where one never argues over little things, where one never listens to fights and the sound of broken plates at night. I felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my sister's scream pulled me back to reality. "Tony, shut the curtains fast." "Why?" "No one's watching you." "It's dark, and when it's dark, the owl comes. I'm scared." I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, and closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside toward the treetops, toward the taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from the shadows of branches scraping the snow. "Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up. Dad, too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists. Honestly, it does. You believe me, right? That it comes every night and... I swiftly grabbed Olya's hand and looked into her eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Yes, I believe you, all right? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens. And don't look out the window." "But it wants me to look." "Doesn't matter. Act like it doesn't exist and never existed. It's like it's made up, just like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away." It was madness. But after everything that's happened recently, I was more and more inclined to believe that Olya's owl existed. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing had happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from a crocodile, and Peter Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olya's eyelids had dropped, and she started snoring slightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olya's room. I was looking out the window, studying the field, when Mom peeked into my room. "Enough playing around. It's your first day of school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased for being sleepy, right?" Adults think everything is so simple, as if sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up and I can't fully understand my own desires. The forest wailed behind the barrier that was my walls. Some ethereal entity wandered in the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Oh, we're working on a continuation. Thank you for completing episode 1 of Tiny Bunny. Did you enjoy it? Do you want to know what happens next? We're already working hard on the continuation of the story. Well, there we go. So, we're out of there. And that is that's part 2 of Tiny Bunny. We finished episode 1. We're going to grab the rest of them as they come out, and I'll continue playing. I'm kind of actually enjoying the story. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, and don't forget to... Is it right here? No, it's right here. The subscribe button. But not that high. Oh, the subscribe. Rob, just put it right here. Oh, wait. Bring it up close. Put it on my finger. Put it on my finger. Watch it. Oh, it's just going to dance around with my finger. You're so skilled. You're actually really good with this. Okay, I'm impressed. But I'm an old person. I'm easily impressed. So, anyway, hit the subscribe button. Click that little bell if you want notifications of when new videos come out. And there's a very good chance, because I'm finding a little free time with it being the winter time, we may go up to 3 videos a week. Trace, if I can talk Rob into doing some extra editing for me. He's a good boy. So, I guess we'll call it a day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. And stop recording. And close Steam. And what am I supposed to be doing next? Well, Rob says he's going to come over this evening, so we may do another video then. Oh, still recording. Rob, you can trim that. Just trim it right off the end.